Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles, and I welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a first perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, the topic is revealing the hidden hypocrisy of Shannon Sharpe and Nick Wright. So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Also, be sure to check out our Dreamerspro Podcast, which we have linked in the description below, and also be on the lookout for our Dreamerspro Premium platform that we're launching in the first week of January. So, let me just go ahead and get into this topic right here. Now, all of you guys know, yesterday, depending on when you guys are going to see this video, that Giannis Antetokounmpo decided to re-sign with the Milwaukee Bucks, right? Which is a groundbreaking move because he effectively just signed the biggest contract in NBA history, the biggest contract worth well over $220 million. And kudos to him. And there's a lot of things that are being said about him signing that contract. But one of the things that some people are saying is that, hey, listen, the guy decided to stay in that market is a very, very good thing for the NBA, which made me begin to think about Shannon Sharpe and LeBron James. Shannon Sharpe and Nick Wright. Now, y'all know that Shannon Sharpe and Nick Wright are two of the biggest LeBron James fans probably ever. Like, I think the only people that are bigger fans of LeBron are probably people in his family and people that live in his house. Like, I think these are the biggest, supporters of LeBron James. And Shannon Sharpe believes that LeBron James is the GOAT. Shannon Sharpe will come on TV and argue with a straight face that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. Only Shannon Sharpe can do this, and Nick Wright can do the same. With a straight face, even when LeBron had 3 titles, Nick Wright went on Undisputed. This was when he was with Chris Carter back then. Came on Undisputed and said, hey, listen, LeBron James is the GOAT. And Skip Bayless almost fell out of his chair, just like the rest of us listening to this. Now, they both believe that. And if you say anything other than that, they'll curse you and your mother out if you tell them anything different. Now, let me talk about the reason why I think that these two guys are hypocrites. Let's talk about this. Y'all know that Kevin Durant decided to go play with the Brooklyn Nets. And a lot of that has to do with people like these two guys who have kind of shamed him for winning those 2 NBA titles with the Golden State Warriors. They've tried to diminish the fact that this guy won back-to-back finals MVPs with the Golden State Warriors. And the reason is they always point to him and say, well, he joined a 73-9 win team, and this is the reason why he should not get credit. Now, let me just ask you guys a question quickly. When that 73-9 team, did they win the championship that year? I don't think they did. They lost the championship that year. So you guys making a big deal about a 73-9 team that lost in the playoffs, they didn't even win the NBA title. What made them so great? Now, I'm not saying that they were a bad team, obviously not to get that record, but they're not the 72-10 Chicago Bulls that actually won the NBA title. They never won the title. And last time I checked, for you to complete the circle and really say this was a great all-time team, you got to win it all. Like, period, end of story, you got to win it all. But the issue these guys had with Kevin Durant was that he basically stacked the board. He stacked the chips in his favor. They were like, you're going to go play with the regular season MVP and one of the best shooters of all time in Klay Thompson and one of the best two-way players in the NBA in Klay Thompson. And you want to beat on your chest that you won an NBA Finals MVP and you won 2 NBA championships. Now, anyone who watched those title runs with the Golden State Warriors with KD on those teams, anyone that's being honest will clearly say that Kevin Durant was the best player on Golden State. Period, end of story. He was the best player on those teams. Those 2 pivotal shots that he hit against the Cleveland Cavaliers, it was KD that hit those shots, right? Stephen Curry never won a Finals MVP award, a regular season Finals MVP award. A Finals MVP award when he was in the Finals. Andre Iguodala did. For as great as Stephen Curry is, he never won a Finals MVP. So it's not like as if KD joined a Finals MVP winner and a score that, a regular season leading score that led the league in scoring. He never did that. Yes, he joined a great player. He joined a great team. But that 73-9 record that people like beating on their chest about, they lost. So if they were so good, LeBron beat them. So how can they be so good? How can we say they were so great, yet LeBron beat them? But then you want to make it work when LeBron beat them. But then when KD joins that team that lost, all of a sudden, oh my God, he joined the greatest team. Now, let's go back a little bit further. You guys remember when LeBron decided that he wanted to go play in Miami? I know most people that watch some of these videos were probably quite young back then in 2000. I think when he decided to go join them, I think it was in 2011, right? Most of these people that watch these videos, if you're 20 years old now, you were 11 years. Yes, you were 11 years old then. So most people, if you're 20 years old, you beating your job, you didn't even understand what was happening. You were 11 years old, right? So you got to be at least above 20 to even grasp what happened back then. I remember what happened when he decided to go sign with the Miami Heat. Why was the whole league pissed off? The whole league was pissed off because they basically created this team that became unfair. That season, the Miami Heat went on a 22-game winning streak. When LeBron decided to go play with the Miami Heat, he brought, because some people like to say, well, the Golden State Warriors were a 73-9 team. What's the difference between having a 73-9 team and creating a team that basically is at that same level? What is the difference? One team you got there, they already had a foundation, and the other team, you went there and established a foundation. So what's the difference here? You went and signed with the Miami Heat, who had a Dwayne Wade, who had already led the league in scoring, who already had a Finals MVP, and who was already a multiple-time All-Star. That's the Dwayne Wade they went and joined. I think people forget just how good of a player Dwayne Wade was when LeBron went to him. Then they went and got a 20-10 guy in Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh, who was playing for the Toronto Raptors, was averaging over 20 points and 10 rebounds a game, who was a stretch four. Back then, when the stretch four wasn't even such a big thing, he could space the floor and hit a 2 and a 3. That was Chris Bosh back then. They got the guy that won their title. They won their back-to-back titles. Nobody was complaining, right? Nobody was complaining. I didn't hear these guys saying, oh my God, these are the easiest championships ever. Nobody was complaining. They went out there and they did their thing. And in fact, when they did put this team together, they actually lost the first year, which is something that never happened with Kevin Durant. So Kevin Durant, when he went to go join that team, they never lost again, right? But when that team was assembled, they did lose. So the guy goes out there, he does his thing. LeBron does his thing, and he gets all his credit because he went out there and won it, and he won 2 back-to-back Finals MVPs. And kudos to him, right? Congratulations to the guy. He did his thing, and I never held it against him. He did his thing. But when KD turns around and does it, all of a sudden it's a big issue, and is one of the reasons why Kevin Durant forced his way or decided to go play with the Brooklyn Nets to feel as if like, oh my God, I have to prove something. Why does he have to prove anything? The guy, we already know he's one of the greatest players. Now granted, if he goes there and it wins a title, and he wins a title with the Brooklyn Nets, does it enhance his legacy? Obviously. Every title you win enhances your legacy. But it's not going to change my mind on whether or not I thought Kevin Durant was a great player. And for us to hold it against him for doing the same thing that your favorite player did, I think is not fair, and I think is a double standard, right? And I'm sure with Giannis Antetokounmpo making this decision to stay in Milwaukee, I'm sure some of the people that would hold it against KD would also be mad at Giannis. This is the double standard in all of this. How can you be upset? How can you recruit a Giannis or recruit a Kawhi to come and play on your team to be with Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and it's okay in that circumstance for Shannon Sharpe and these guys. Shannon Sharpe would have welcomed Kawhi Leonard with open arms, but the minute he decides to go do his thing, you beat him over the head and say, man, this guy's trash. But you wanted him. Why would you want a garbage player if he's trash on your team? But just recently you wanted him, right? So these guys, as long as it benefits them, is great. As long as it has no benefit to them, it's the worst, weakest decision you could ever make. And that's the hypocrisy with these guys. They would take Kawhi Leonard, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kevin Durant with open arms. Oh, please come and play with us. The minute they go and do the same thing they did, oh my God, these guys, they're not on the level. How is it different, right? So I was thinking about that. I was thinking about the whole Giannis move, and it made me realize if Giannis decided to go play with LA in LA, they would have welcomed him with open arms. They would have welcomed him with open arms. But Giannis decided to go play with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Oh my God, these guys are stacking the deck and all of these different things. So I know some people are going to disagree with me in this video, which is totally fine. You don't have to agree with me. And most of you guys, you're going to disagree with me anyway because you don't like what I'm saying. So I don't have to try to win you over because you're going to think what you're going to think anyway. So what I want to know from you guys is, do you think that they were being hypocrites against Kevin Durant when he decided to go play with the Golden State Warriors? And he did the exact same thing that these other guys did, but all of a sudden, because it's Kevin Durant, we want to hold it against him for doing pretty much the same thing some other players did. So whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro, wishing you guys an amazing day.